Alex here with an event video on TM versus JE, a child custody matter overshadowed by our Nevada judges versus District Court Judge Charles Hoskin. The case now before the Supreme Court confronting efforts by the Family Division of the 8th Judicial District Court to deprive the public of physical access and camera access to proceedings involving domestic relations matters. Interest stems from a flurry of media coverage on the first of a trifecta of lawsuits filed by our Nevada judges and the Las Vegas Review-Journal confronting all family court rules and statutes allowing closure of hearings and sealing of filings in violation of the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. In an editorial, the Review-Journal went so far as to characterize the Family Division's efforts to thwart media coverage as a, quote, colossal overreaction, unquote, and a, quote, affront to justice, unquote, urging the judiciary to remind themselves of their obligations under the Bill of Rights and the importance of transparency in all court proceedings, including family court. Sean Winnissett, on behalf of the Family Law Section of the State Bar of Nevada, was joined by Marshall Willick on behalf of the American Association of Matrimonial Lawyers in opposing our Nevada judges, arguing generally that categorical denial of access to family court was necessary to protect the litigants, and specifically rejecting the notion that the public had any right to observe any family court proceedings. Deborah Bookout, on behalf of the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada, Nevada Legal Services, Volunteer Attorneys for Rural Nevadans, and Northern Nevada Legal Aid, supported our Nevada judges denouncing the exploitation of secret proceedings by the rich and powerful and the quote-unquote clubby atmosphere that pits unrepresented parents against lawyers, judges, and social workers that is perpetuated and exacerbated behind closed doors. In separate cases, the American Civil Liberties Union and Las Vegas Review-Journal focus on the constitutionality of existing rules and statutes that allow for summary closure of hearings and summary sealing of filings. The district largely avoided the issues in answering these lawsuits, declining to engage in an advisory and theoretical analysis of the law and urging the Supreme Court to instead defer to the case specifically brought against Judge Hoskin. Our Nevada judges and the Supreme Court of Nevada will broadcast live from respective YouTube channels the oral arguments currently scheduled for March 2nd, 2023 at 10:30 a.m. Our Nevada judges is represented by Sophia Romero, Chris Peterson, and Luke Busby. The Las Vegas Review-Journal is represented by Maggie McLetchie. The 8th Judicial District Court is represented by Andres Moses and Jeffrey Connor. The Real Party in Interest is represented by Rena Hughes. You can keep up to date with our coverage schedule by visiting ournevadajudges.com, and feel free to post any questions you have down in the comments below, or you can send us an email at media@ournevadajudges.com.
I wanted to let you know we have a media request from our Nevada judges. So the Our Nevada Judges is a site that just essentially opens the courts to members of the public if they so wish, looks at judges' appeals, ratings, etc. For the domestic type cases such as this, any names of parties and children's names would be redacted.
Finally, I explicitly authorize our Nevada judges to record and broadcast the hearing on January 26th.
Hi, Nevada judges.
Hello.
That's not a whole bunch of Nevada judges.
Our Nevada judges.
I'm just kidding you.
Our
I'm
Nevada judges.
giving it a hard time. All right, go ahead.
For page 20.
You have a right, you absolutely had a right to object to media coverage. You did it in the correct way. We've addressed it in a civil way. The court is dedicated to making sure that any hearings that I hold that are required to be public are public, unless there is a good reason that they shouldn't be.
As always, we say hello to Mr. Falcone.
This morning, so Mr. Clerk, whenever you're ready to go on the record.
We're on the record now, Your Honor.
I think the easiest one to dispose of right this minute
is going to be the counter motion to change custody.
When I was in family court, I believed that family court should be, all courts should be open to the press. Because I honestly believe, and I believe to this day, that the only thing that closed courtrooms do is they foster bad judging, bad lawyering. The public pays for a very expensive judicial system, and the public has a right to see that that law is being dispensed appropriately. And I believe that in the family court as well. You know, there were people who disapproved of television in the courtroom, and I really couldn't care less.
Well, I wanted to object to the cameras in the courtroom. I filed an objection last night.
The cameras are duly here. They are allowed to be here. I have an open court. It's even in my department guidelines somewhere that I believe in fair and open access to courts.